Lego my Jameso.
What's up, everybody? Today's video is all about showing you how to actually mount a ceiling bridge for your wall or ceiling mounted Lego train system. I have previous videos showing you how to anchor something to the wall. If you're unsure how to do that, please check out that video. That's right here. There's a few tools you'll need. If you haven't seen my prep videos, please check those out. But all in all, just for hanging a bridge, you're going to need wire. This is the wire I purchased. I find this works well, and it can hold enough weight. Feel free to get stronger wire, but I wouldn't go below 10 pounds. Screw eyes are what we attach the wire to. The wire will attach to these, and these attach to the ceiling. Depending on what type of ceiling you have, you'll want to pick up drywall anchors and make sure the anchors match or will work with the screw eyes that you get. Later on in the video, I'm going to show you how I actually connected two boards, and I connected them with this duct metal hanger. You don't really need to buy this. You can use screws and just put them in at an angle, but I used this because I had it laying around from another project, so I wanted to see how it worked, and I found it worked pretty well. Here's a photo of what that looks like. Here is the label for this, and if you do get this, you'll need metal tin snips to cut it. It's a little pricier, so I don't really recommend it if you don't have it. It's just one of those things where I had it, and I was like, hey, this would work well there. And last but not least, a drill. So you'll need to be drilling into your ceiling unless you have another tool that can do that. But mainly the wire, the screw eyes are what you want today. So this is the screw eye. It goes in the ceiling. And the wire, I just wrap it around with my hand, and it actually just simply feeds into this. So this is upside down of what it'll look like in the ceiling. So this is what we're going to be building today, are these hangers. And the wire will obviously look nicer. This is just a quick demonstration. All right. So I'm going to show you the build now. There might not be some great camera angles because it was a little trial and error, but what I'm about to show you can be done with minimal tools. Feel free, using a laser, a chalk line, and level really helps the project, but it's not necessarily needed. And this bridge with the wire system, you can always adjust it to lower and raise the bridge as needed, and you can eyeball a lot of this, but using other tools would make it more precise. Okay, so before you hang your hanging train bridge, it's important to lay out some track on the stuff you already have on the wall, and then you should have your piece pre-cut that you're going to hang. So I already took some train track rail and I laid out on here how long this needs to be, and I cut it. So this piece is going to simply go here. And you know, it gets tricky because it's never going to be exactly perfect, and that's why I like to leave extra space for variation of track. But essentially this is going to go here, and I'm going to show you how I do that right now. So I hold this board here, I line it up to where I think it should be. So I think it should be here. And then to transfer that onto the ceiling, I'm just going to check for plumb. So I use my level. When I did this on my last train build, I'm trying to be more precise with this one, but with my last train build, I looked at it like this. I laid the track out on it, I pencil marked it, I cut it that way. I didn't even use measurements, I just cut it where the track needed to be. And then once I had this board, call me crazy, but I took it and I put it up on the ceiling, and I actually just eyeballed it where it needed to go. And then I marked it, and then I marked where I wanted my screw holes to be, and I drilled. So that was the first way to do it, but today I'm going to try and make things a little better. If you don't have a level, you can just do the eyeball method, and it works pretty well. You do one piece at a time, and as you run track, you see what works, and you could adjust things. You could, if you need to move one screw over to the left or right, you always start here, then you do two more screw holes down here, and then the next two, and so on, and you just adjust as you go. It'll help if you have a friend with you or somebody to help hold it. Then you could both look at it and agree it's in alignment. For now, I'm taking this and I'm running it straight up to here, and I want to ensure that we're plumb.
Here I'm simply taking my board and putting it on my pencil marks and making sure it's perpendicular to the wall and marking it again.
I think that's pretty good for now. I'm actually going to find my joists. I know they run this way. This bridge I'm going to try and hang in the joists, otherwise I will use drywall anchors.
Again, I'm just finding the ceiling joists. If you can't find them, the drywall anchors work perfect. After finding the joists, I line the board back up and mark where I want to have the screw holes.
It's time to drill. So I'll always start with a smaller drill bit if you're not sure which one to use. Most of the packaging on items says what bit to use. I just put that in as practice to make sure it works. So it works well. I'm going to take it out now. Now I'll drill these 2 holes. Okay, to measure for your wire, you want the height from your ceiling down to the bottom edge of this board. So it's 13 inches. That'll be times 2 for both sides, so that's 26. Then we want the width of the board that your track will be running on, so the bridge that you're hanging, so 3.5. So we have 13 plus 13 plus 3.5, we're at 29.5 inches. Okay, so we said we had 13 inches plus 13 plus 3.5. Don't forget to subtract the length of this. Okay, so I'm going to subtract 7/8 from each side. Okay, here's a quick overlook. We have our bridge here. We have 13 inches on each side, 3.5 for the bridge. And then these I said were 7/8 each. So we have 29.5 inches total in length, minus 1 3/4 inches for the 7/8 on this side and the 7/8 on this side. So we need to have 27 3/4 inch length of wire. Okay. I looped it around and knotted it on this side and spun it together. Likewise, I did the same over here. And then when I actually stretch this with 2 hands, it is 27 3/4. And last but not least, this wire is nice because it can come off these hooks, so you can hang the hooks and then hang the wire on it. So I'm going to hang both of these now.
Once the wires are in, I run my board through them, and then I can lower or raise them as needed and just make my adjustments.
So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to put my level on it. I'm going to take the wires off and twist them up a little more just to decrease the height and bring it right where I want it to. And then when I'm done with the entire build, I'll actually screw these boards together. Okay, so here's the bridge for now. I think it works pretty well. This wire holds 10 pounds, and I mean the train's very light. It can hold a little more than that, and then I'll put more braces on the other ones, but if you're ever worried, you can put a third brace on a small run like this, or run one every 16 inches, or you can get stronger wire. Again, I hung this before with non-loadable masonry line, and it worked really well on the last train, so don't stress too much. The wires holding it are only slightly angled, so I could always take them out one at a time and put new ones in, or run new ones in the middle and then take out the other ones and run other ones. But overall, for this project, I think it works well. It'll definitely hold the train up there, and I'll show you more as the videos go on, but that's how you would hang a ceiling bridge section. Thanks so much for checking out this video. I hope it helped you. I hope you enjoyed seeing it. It's definitely something I really love, is having this on my ceiling. I think it's just very cool and unique. I love seeing the train just come out of nowhere and kind of float. It's really cool also on the wall, but seeing it come out through that bridge with those cables, I've always just really liked it. So if you liked the video, please hit that like button and subscribe if you want to see more. I'll post train content every Tuesday. Next week, I'll finish the train loop, loop 1. I thought I'd have the whole project done, but it's taking longer than I thought. But I'll have loop 1 done next week, and then later weeks we'll continue with the project. Every weekend I'll be posting set reviews, and every Friday I'll continue to post videos about Bricklink to help you get your own store started. If you're interested in any of that, please subscribe and check out for those videos. But if not, we'll see you next week for the train videos. Thank you guys.